Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for tuning in to Motivational Life Global. And I'm your host, Mike. And today's topic will be about the fact that there is a hole in the ozone layer. And no human being on Earth in history or in the future will ever be able to repair this hole in the ozone layer. So, I guess we'll start off at the hole in the ozone layer is not a new topic. It's actually been around since the 1800s, say like the 1830s. So, it began as basically pollution to the air as we evolved as human beings. So it was actually unintentional. It's only that technology evolved that we realized as human beings that we were doing something that was harming the earth. So, with that being said, it's a really good thing. Excuse me 1 minute, guys. Excuse me 1 minute. Thanks so much. It's a beautiful day. We have it right now as the seasons are about to change, but I'm definitely going to enjoy the weather today. So what I was saying is that we're, as human beings, just getting aware to the fact that we're doing something that's harming the earth, right? So, okay. Now, as we look at this and observe that the earth has a hole in the ozone layer, then we have to then think about the reality of what was just said. And the reality is that there is no one who will be able to repair this hole in the ozone layer of the earth, which is one planet amongst 1 billion in this galaxy. Alright? So, what we're doing right now is a mass recycling campaign, a mass go green campaign, if you will. We also have to understand the ramifications of what I just said as far as it's a hole in the ozone layer. So then we have to look at the fact that there's a God that exists. So then we have to look at the fact that there's a God that exists. And we have to look at Revelations and understand how far we've actually come, because in my culture, we all have sayings in our cultures, and we also grew up with these sayings. And one of the sayings that I grew up hearing is, Yeshua is on his way. Jesus is on his way. Jesus is coming soon. This is what I heard. All growing up, right? So then we look at technology. And then I wonder how the elders knew this. And then we look at technology and see that technology brings us to actual proof that the earth is deteriorating. And then we have to think about the wisest and smartest individual with the most resources on earth and say, is this person able to repair the hole in the ozone layer? And then we have to come up with the realization that there is no human being in the past history, and there will be, again, no human being in the future that will be able to repair the hole in the ozone layer. Because then we have to look at it like this. Okay, so are we going to like shoot foam into the sky, into space? I mean, so this is the point that I'm trying to make. And this is why the individuals who do think way ahead of time have just said, hey, let's just go to another planet. By the way, my father said it then sent the message, downloaded the message, and uploaded the message, and then it was heard to us that our Father has a mansion with many rooms. So then we get to technology in 2022 and find out many rooms means not just this one Earth, but 100 billion universes, 100 billion galaxies. Each one has 100 billion stars. The sun is a star. So we get to the point where we had to start doing things like preserving the earth and recycling. As we grow mature, when we're young, yeah, we just, wherever the wind blows, right? Throw it where it may go, right? But when we become mature adults, we become responsible for the earth. And see, if we look at the earth as what it technically is, it's God's house. It's God's property. So God gave us a guest pass to his house, to his property. And so the least we could do is keep his house clean. For how could he allow you in his house when you won't even keep the house clean that he gave you on earth? Why would he allow you into his house eternally? This is what I say to myself. And then, so anyway, right? All right, so when I say this to myself is because I'm always a part of everything with you guys. Like, it's about growing together. My motto is, let's grow together. That's my motto. So I'm learning as well as you guys, and it's always been about God producing a miracle and then like walking through the steps of one. The fact that there is a hole in the ozone layer means there's global warming. Again, this has been going on since the 1800s. So when you look at the fact that not even the earth will be saved, how do you feel about your own life? Centuries ago, 100 years ago even, the ancestors felt like, okay, let's get it together. They didn't have this technology. So how do you feel having this technology? And knowing that there's a hole in the ozone layer and there's no one to repair the hole, but it's just time to almost like, say like retreat and just get to another planet. And then how do we bless the earth enough that God will allow us to see another planet? Like how would he allow us to see another planet if we don't preserve the first earth he gave us? How much longer is it going to take us to get there? Clearly we're going to get there, but how much longer is it going to take for us to get there if we can't preserve the earth? And then what are we going to do when they leave the earth? And then we're still here on earth while they're in Mars. Because they're going they're going to get tomorrow. The future is right in front of us. Seriously, the future is right in front of us. So, how do we make sure that, I'll put it to you like this. When you recycle, okay, take a minute, right? Take a minute and then say, okay, I'll throw something anywhere, right? Just because I could, because it's more convenient. But if you take a minute, I promise you, wait a second, hold the trash for a second. Within a minute or two, a couple minutes, you'll come across a trash can to throw the trash into. See, the thing is that we have to, as one earth, each individual has to play its part. And to be honest with you, I believe that we should have like an Earth Day. Like not an Earth Day, but an Earth Prayer Day. I feel like, what if we all just prayed? What if the whole earth prayed on one day, simultaneously? Because Yeshua said, Jesus to some of you, Yeshua said, when two or more are there, I'm there. King Biz. So what if we just had a Earth Day where the whole earth prayed and we asked God to bless us and ask forgiveness for how we've been treated the earth, that we really didn't even know no better. And now that we do know better, we doing all that we could do to preserve it. I mean, it's history, right? But if maybe we could preserve time and then we get grace when we do make it to Mars. It should be a Earth Day holiday where the whole earth who believes and on one accord prays. And then we look for an answer too, though. But we look for an answer. We look for some type of world answer. Whether it be less brush fires, less hurricanes, less tornadoes. So so it's just, these are the things that I think about. And then to preserve God's house is to show God some love. Like, God really is bigger than what I thought. When I learned that God has 100 billion universes, 100 billion galaxies, I thought it was just this one. And then God got way more property and real estate than than the world could ever imagine. And by the way, you guys, take a look at the James Webb telescope of the new pictures that are out of space and see the kaleidoscope of colors that God has to offer. It's a lot of stuff that I'm going to just throw into the mix. I feel like when he say, my Father has a mansion with many rooms, I feel like if with 100 billion galaxies, what if you just get your own galaxy? Like, what if you just get your own planet? Like, a galaxy, what if you get, maybe not the whole galaxy, but what if you get the planet? What if you get a planet to yourself? See, these are the things that we had to think about, but before technology, we didn't realize how big, that we didn't realize the magnitude of the Father's responsibilities. We're consumed with our own problems. We're not consumed with, and this is when we get older. And when you're younger, it is what it is. When you're younger, everybody's, you ain't deal with your own family members when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? You're a teenager growing up, man. You're out. You're out the house. You out the city, the state. A lot of us are out the country. Not us, because I've never been out the country before. But a lot of us are out of the country, right? I can feel the energy. So, like, we're not, and it's not until we get to that mid-age of like our 30s and our strong 40s where we begin to get back to the base of the foundation that raised us and realize that, oh man, like, and y'all still around? Yeah, I love y'all grandparents. I love you, grandma. I love you, grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the foundation of all of that is to love the earth first. We got to get back to that part, right? Like how you get back to attaching back to your grandparents and your parents and things. We got to get to that part in our walk with God, that the little things matter so much, and the little things could please the Father. Daddy'll be so pleased with the little things. I promise you. So yeah, I just wanted to speak about the fact that there's a hole in the ozone layer, and there's no human being that is going to be able to repair this hole in the ozone layer. Which means life is so real. God is so real. The earth is not going to survive. So what are you going to do with your salvation and your soul? What are we going to do with the earth because a lot of individuals feel like, I'll be dead before all that happens. I'll be dead. But what about your kids? What about your children? What about your kinfolks? What about your relatives? What about your mother, your father? What about your son, your daughter? What about your cousins, your uncle, your aunt? What about everybody else? What about a legacy? See, because we're voluntarily blind, we don't choose to leave a legacy. And when you leave a legacy, it's not just about you. It's about the creator of the universe, and it's about all that the creator of the universe will empower you to do for your loved ones, for your bloodline, your legacy, your tribe, your nation, wherever you are from on this earth, whatever country you're from. The legacy that you'll be able to leave behind, even if it's just for your own kid, your own children. But the bigger picture is to leave a legacy behind of a record that you did something righteous while you were alive on this earth. Your family won't judge you. Your kids won't judge you, but God will. How? When He gave you the keys to His house and you walked in His house, did you keep it clean? Did you pay your utility? Did you pay the utility bill? These are the things that we've got to really start paying attention to. And then when we had a blessing, it's not to look down on those who don't have these blessings, but it's to look at God and be a grace that you were picked out of so many to be blessed. And to be honest with you, all of us are picked. It's just only a certain amount answer the call. So that's what this is about. See, technology 2022 allows God to reach out in different ways now. So many individuals, it's only one, this is a different way to reach out to more human beings on earth. That, hey guys, it's time for us to stop voluntarily blinding ourselves, because that's what we have ad-libs. Like, let's get it together. We can open our eyes and close our eyes to what doesn't grow us or uplift us or preserve us. Motivational Life Global. I'm your host, Mike.